These days, Irish folk music has become so popular that even here in Petrozavodsk town in northern Russia you can find a band which plays it professionally. Among romantic, drinking and comic songs, a prominent place is occupied by the songs which deal with the history of Ireland. The representation of Irish history in the Irish music tradition is a very interesting phenomenon that we will try to study in our film. As a historical source, these songs should be subject to critical analysis, and the first question to be posed concerns their authorship. While the tunes are generally traditional, the lyrics always have authors. Most of these authors come from Irish nationalist movements, such as the Fenians and Sinn Féin. As a result, the history as depicted in the Irish songs, from the selection of events to the use of symbols and metaphors, is actually a nationalist interpretation of the Irish past. These songs, also known as the Irish rebel songs, served as an instrument for the national mobilization in Irish society in the 19th and early 20th centuries. And it is this aspect of the Irish folk music tradition that we will concentrate on. But as an research, first we should recreate the historical background, and to do this we go back in history to the 16th century.
In the history of England, the rule of Queen Elizabeth I is often known as the Elizabethan Renaissance or the Golden Age. It was the age of Nicholas Harriot and John Milton, Christopher Marlowe and John Webster, Francis Bacon and William Shakespeare. It was the time when England challenged Spain, the greatest power in Europe, and defeated its invincible armada. The English became a major sea power and made their first attempts to colonize North America. During her reign, Elizabeth managed to temporarily settle religious disputes between English Protestants and Catholics. The conflicts fought with the Parliament during Elizabeth's reign were never as bitter as in the next century. Yet for Ireland, things were quite different. The 16th century saw the Tudor reconquest of Ireland started by Elizabeth's father, King Henry VIII, who aimed to restore the authority of the English crown over Ireland. This process was complicated by the English Reformation, when England became a Protestant nation, while Ireland remained Catholic. As a result of conflicts with the Catholic world, anti-Catholic sentiment became a part of English political culture, which evoked a counter-reaction in Ireland. The religious confrontation made Ireland an unreliable subject, and to emphasize it, the Elizabethan government came up with what is thought to be a long-term solution to this problem, the plantations of Ireland. The Crown confiscated land from Irish landowners, especially in the north of Ireland, and colonized it with Protestant farmers from England, Scotland and Wales. In this way, the future great empire started to test its potential power on its closest neighbor. It was then that the questions of religion and subjection created one of the longest confrontations in the modern history of Europe, that between England and Ireland.